Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Hello and welcome to this video. I'd like to thank everybody out there who watches these videos, who leaves likes, comments, subscribes. Thank you very much. It is much appreciated. I also like to thank all of the good people out there that do Generation X content. Thank you. Your work is much appreciated. Thank you. I'd like to thank all the content creators out there in the world that are putting good content, putting different content, putting content out there for everyone to enjoy and basically what is a global community. That's one of the things I want to talk about is people using and benefiting from something like YouTube or Twitch or any other place that incentivizes you through monetary means to do what you enjoy to do. So yeah, it's anything that breaks away from what we consider the established norm, I'm all for. Because what happens is the more people that can make a living, make a good living at that, from doing, say, YouTube videos or what have you, have their own merchandising shops, have their Patreon, that is one less person out seeking jobs at your big manufacturers, your big retailers, what have you, which causes a workforce shortage, which forces the owners and managers of these companies to have to figure out how to better incentivize people to come work for them. So things like YouTube, and I believe you can get paid on Twitch. I'm not sure how it works. That's something I'd probably have to talk to my wife about because she does the whole Twitch thing sometimes. But I'm pretty sure that you can get monetized on Twitch. For those of you out in the audience that know better than I do, please leave a comment. Leave a comment. Let me know what you know, what you think, how you perceive it. But all of these people, other video camera, but everyone who makes a successful channel that brings in money, that they can pay their bills, pay their rent, have money for fun things, entertainment, what have you. I'm all for that because in the long run, the more people that have successful platforms is going to force your employers to figure out incentive plans and things for their employees to retain employees. Me being amateur, I mean, fuck it, let's look at this. I'm using a GoPro 4, a Manno microphone, and just doing videos where I'm pulling crap out of my ass. yeah, I am an amateur. I have no desire to be monetized or anything like that, simply because I'm retired. I spent 25 years as a corrections officer in TDC, Texas Department of Corrections, and I'm happy just doing videos and putting them up for people to enjoy. But there are people out there, and in the description below, if you scroll down, I have all the Gen X stuff. Then I have a section of non-Gen X YouTube channels. Go check them out. Show these people some love. Give them some views. Give them some likes. They, you know, these people are basically, that's how they're working through life. That's what they're doing. They, you know, and on a long enough timeline, these people are going to make employers, your Walmart, Kmart, Target, places like that, have to figure out better pay rates, better benefits and stuff in order to attract employees. So yes, yes, if you have a favorite YouTube channel or anything that is, or a Patreon person on Patreon, show them some love. You know, try to, if you can afford it, buy their merch or whatever, because that in the long run is going to help other people. It's something people, I guarantee your CEOs, CFOs, and all that are already looking at that. They're trying to figure out how to combat it. And the more it grows, the more they're looking at getting fewer and fewer employees. Meaning you're going to have less and less quality, less and less customer service, and in the long run, either they're going to have to up their game or go out of business. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time. But through supporting these people and helping them out when and where you can, I'm not talking, you know, I'm not saying that you have to get the highest tier Patreon or even the lowest tier Patreon or buy everything in the merch shop. We are, YouTube, for lack of a better term, is a global community. People all over the world, except certain countries, have the ability to watch a channel in Seattle, Washington, and still, while they live in, say, British Columbia or Texas or Florida or California, wherever, or Canada, Mexico, South America, China, or probably not China, probably, you know, Japan, South Korea, places like that. It is this grassroots rebuilding, restructuring of the economy. And it's a needed thing. It is a thing that if you have the skills, because I don't, if you have the skills to do a YouTube page, get monetized, starting out with, say, supplemental income, then building it to the point of sole income or whatever. It allows you to, by doing this, I implore you to do it. Just simply because it's going to help people down the road. Like I said, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time. It's going to be slow. It's going to be methodical. People are going to attack it. People are going to try to destroy it because they live in fear of change. They don't want to pay their employees a living wage. They don't want to give them health benefits. As it stands right now, or at least in America, employers look at their employees as disposable. You take everything you can from them, and when they're no longer viable, out on the street. And things like YouTube and other platforms that you can get monetized on will slowly strip that power away. Yes, these people, that's one of the reasons why the corporate elite have started this bullshit of millennials destroying the economy. They're not. They're rebuilding the economy. They're changing the economy. They're being proactive. They understand their value. They understand what they are worth. And the corporate elite are not cool with this. They want dumb, half-educated employees that are just barely smart enough to do the paperwork and keep the machinery running. To quote George Carlin. The previous thing was George Carlin quote, but that's what they want. They don't want people that can innovate, people that can sit, that have the charisma to review a book or a product or give information and get paid for it. That scares the shit out of them. That makes them unable to sleep at night. And the more this happens, the better it gets. The more people that do it, the more people that are able to help restructure this new economy, the better off we're going to be in the long run for those people that don't have those talents. I mean, all the people that have subscribed, all 35 of you right now, if even one of you have the talent, the ability, the drive to do a channel and build the channel to get it monetized, do it. Because that one person is going to help the other 34 in the long run. Like I said, it's going to be slow, it's going to be tedious. You're going to feel like Sisyphus pushing the boulder up the hill. But trust me, one day it will happen. You'll see it. It might take a decade. It might take a decade and a half. It might take 2 decades. But if you look at where YouTube was 10 years ago, the amount of creators to where it is now, it's changed. The change is coming. As the old Bob Dylan song goes, the times they are changing. And it is. Even if you do it and it's just supplemental income, you're still taking money away from the corporations. I don't have a problem with this whole idea of capitalism. What I have a problem with is the people at the top rigging the game so the people on the bottom can't eventually get to the top. So yeah, That's something that people need to start thinking about, especially younger people. You people in your 20s, your 30s, even your early 40s, and younger, teens, kids coming out of high school, going into college, start thinking outside the box. Think about other avenues of generating income, because eventually you will make change. And that's how a capitalist society works. That's how a capitalist society thrives, is through change, through upgrades, through people doing the things that they want to do. Making things competitive again. All of this is pure capitalism than what people want you to think it is. My cat wants to play with my left hand. And by doing this, by pure capital, by even using their own standards against them, the pure capitalist mantra of I can do it and we're going to build this up and all that is what they fear. The so-called capitalists, so-called entrepreneurs, what have you, they've reached a point where they're in a nice little boat that's floating nicely down the river. And true capitalists, people that understand change and competition and friendly rivalries, will almost always upset the status quo. They will throw terms like communism or socialism and stuff out there like that to try to scare people, when in fact, if you boil capitalism down, I mean, boil it down to its simplest terms, you're good. I mean, that's what YouTube is a capitalist platform. You put your videos up there, you do the best job you can, people like them, people watch them, you get paid for it. It's capitalism, pure and simple. And that is rocking the boat, making these smug, fat, rich cats worry that that boat's going to tip over and they're going to wind up in the water. So, like I said, if you have the talent, the resources, actually the talent is most important, because you can build, you start out, if you have the talent, you start out small. And as you develop a fan base and say the supplemental income starts coming in, that this allows you to get better equipment, better cameras, better microphones, better sound, allows you to get, you know, the computers with the computing strength for editing. Then as this slowly builds and grows, you wind up with these nice elaborate sets and stuff like that. And it's the way I see it, in my opinion, it is a much needed boost to capitalism in America. So yeah, just ignore these people that want to crap on it. People that want to crap on you for doing that, just ignore them. They will go away. eventually they will come, they will either get pushed aside and left behind, or they will eventually join in and help. It's just the nature of life, nature of change. And for those who have noticed, we are inside again. We're inside because last 2 days we've got rain. In fact, we've got enough rain that burn ban has been lifted. And we're starting to see problems because the ground went from super dry, super hard to saturated in about 48 hours, which is going to cause problems because of how trees and plants and stuff cope with drought, that you're going to get trees that are going to fall over just because the ground is super saturated, and that's just part of how that goes. That's the reason why I am doing this video, editing it and posting it today, because I've been dealing with falling branches, trees, a lot of the stuff that has died on trees and stuff because of the drought. I pulled a branch about 10-20 minutes ago that had fallen, that particular branch had died from the drought. The tree was still fairly healthy, but the tree sacrificed that branch and it fell in my walkway to the chicken coop. And the tree and the branch is about yay big around. I mean, the tree's about this big around. The branch is about yay big around. So I've got that happening because the trees at this point, now that they've got water, that mixed with the photosynthesis, they're going to be able to shut off their dead stuff, which is going to cause problems, because if you have a house and a branch falls through your roof, yeah, that's going to be a problem. Or a tree falls over, yeah, and falls through your roof, problems. So that's just one of those things that this wonderful, beautiful rain is going to cause. But on the same hand, on the same thing is, that didn't come out right, did it? On the same token, all this deadwood, and I still got deadwood from last year's drought, I can start burning it. And the ash, I'll burn some to ash and put it in my chicken coop and I've got a tire which I fill with ash, and the chickens will dust bathe in it, dirt bath. And the stuff that I burn to coals, I'll take and put in my gardens and stuff like that, because the carbon coal is good for the ground, good for the soil. Plus, there's several varieties of wild mushroom that grow out here. Everything from the death angels to the mower mushrooms and stuff like that, which are not conducive for human consumption, but are damn good for soil preservation, freeing nutrients from the soil and stuff like that. In fact, there are several varieties of mushrooms that feed on wood, that decay wood. And when they do that, they secrete enzymes that release water back into the, that break the wood down to its core components. And the water that comprise the wood is released back into your soil. So that that is what's going on here. So that being said, and getting all that off my chest and enjoying the rain, until next time, peace.